Downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. Thanks so much for joining us for this Local 4 News webcast, First at 4 on clickondetroit.com. Let's start with the weather. The rain has let up, and that is the case, at least for now. But things always are changing. Let's send it over to Ben to see what we can expect this weekend.
Yeah, Karen, we do have rain on the way this weekend. It's a pretty narrow window. We'll look at it in a second. But the other thing that's going up are the temperatures. We're at 50 degrees right now at Metro. So in a lot of spots, wind chill's not an issue, as most of the temperatures now in the mid to upper 40s outside of that. And we'll get even warmer, at least at some point, for the upcoming weekend. First things first, though, flood warnings still exist in a couple spots, especially out here in the Huron River in Hamburg Township and the River Raisin near Monroe and Blissfield. The good news is the rain we're expecting is not going to impact these rivers. So even though they're technically still above flood stage, they should still continue to recede as we get into the weekend. So the clouds are going to be with us tonight and at least for a good chunk of the day on Saturday. But the window of rain that we're watching is going to be coming late. So it'll be after the sun sets on Saturday and pretty much in the overnight before we start seeing the first of these drops. Still mild enough that this is going to be mostly liquid, and I think for a lot of spots all liquid. But as we get towards the daylight hours, this little front that's going to come through, that's going to increase the moisture and also the wind speeds ahead of it. And Sunday, our high temperature is actually going to be coming right about this time, about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And then those numbers fall a little bit into the 40s as we get into the afternoon. But the rain goes away pretty early. By 8, 9 o'clock, we should be dry. Clouds will start thinning on the other side of it. And we'll have a fairly nice day to enjoy. We'll still be in the 40s, temperatures above average, although it is going to be a little bit windy as we get into the second half of the day. So tonight, 32 is what we're looking at. Mostly cloudy skies, very light wind out of the northwest. High temperatures tomorrow are going to be 43, mostly cloudy skies. And again, that rain not coming in until after midnight on Saturday. And then as we get into the weekend on Sunday, that's going to be one of our warmest temperatures there with that 53-degree mark as we close out the weekend. But notice it's going to be coming early. We'll be at 43 at noon, and we may bounce back just a little bit to a 47-degree number with sunshine as we get into the second half of the day. But as far as the rest of the forecast is concerned, that's where we're expecting these temperatures to remain in the 50s for the early part of next week. Karen.
Thank you, Ben. Flooding in Dundee has caused some emergency measures to be put into effect. The M50 bridge is currently closed until further notice due to the rising river levels and to maintain the safety of the bridge. The Dundee Post Office has moved operations to the Monroe Post Office. Dundee Community Schools also implemented its emergency plans. We'll have a live report from Dundee ahead on Local 4 News at 6. Explosive allegations hitting college basketball today on the cusp of March Madness, and it has once again thrust Michigan State in the spotlight. A new report claims the family of MSU star Miles Bridges are among many who accepted payments from a sports agency after he committed to MSU and just before enrolling. The new elements revealed by Yahoo Sports today include large cash payments to players and their families, including MSU's Miles Bridges. Several players got payments or loans in the tens of thousands of dollars, according to the report. Now, in Bridges' case, Yahoo states documents show SM sports associate, I should say an MSU sports associate, Christian Dawkins, had dinner with his parents in May of 2016 and picked up the bill for $70 and then later advanced his mother $400. The story also says Dawkins had dinner with MSU coach Tom Izzo. Meantime, Izzo released a statement about that report. It reads, quote, "We are aware of the report in Yahoo Sports. While we will cooperate with any and all investigations, we have no reason to believe that any member of our staff or student athlete did anything in violation of NCAA rules." The boil water alert in Livonia remains in effect until at least Sunday. This comes after a massive water main break near I-96 in Middlebelt. Residents in Livonia are urged to boil water for at least 1 minute before use. The Great Lakes Water Authority has come out today and taken its first round of samples. They have to wait 24 hours after the results come in before taking a second round of samples. The wife of a St. Clair County deputy is charged with a felony after allegedly firing her husband's service weapon in their home. Ann Hernandez was brought in for questioning after the deputy told department administrators about that incident. Investigators say the incident happened when Hernandez found material showing her husband was having an inappropriate relationship. She then allegedly grabbed his gun and fired random shots inside that house. She's been released on a $10,000 bond. Today, President Trump doubled down on his controversial proposal to arm some teachers in the classroom. While speaking at the Conservative Political Action Conference, the president said things would have been different in Parkland if any teacher had been carrying weapons.
And the beauty is it's concealed. Nobody would ever see it unless they needed it. It's concealed. So this crazy man who walked in wouldn't even know who it is that has it. That's good. It's not bad. That's good. And a teacher would have shot the hell out of him before he knew what happened.
In Florida, Governor Rick Scott announced an action plan to improve school safety plans and propose significant changes to gun laws. It includes raising the minimum age to purchase a firearm from 18 to 21 and would make it mandatory for every public school to have a law enforcement officer. The governor also added he is against arming teachers. One person has died, several others injured after a house explodes in Dallas. Fire crews arrived about 7 in the morning after neighbors heard a loud bang. Nearby residents were then evacuated. One person was found dead and 4 people hurt, including an 11-year-old girl. An investigation is still ongoing as to what caused that blast. Flood watch is in effect for many parts of western Pennsylvania throughout the weekend after a police officer had to be rescued from rising waters. That officer became stranded after driving his cruiser to the edge of the water. He was forced to climb onto the roof of his patrol car and then stayed there for 35 minutes until he got some help. The officer was cold and wet, but not hurt. It was just one of the many rescues in the area. More gold medals will be handed out as we enter the final weekend at the Winter Games. The coverage begins at 7:30 with the Olympic Zone. That rolls into primetime coverage with the gold medal final set for alpine skiing and speed skating. Thanks for joining us for First at 4. We'll be back on television Monday at 4 p.m. You can watch the 5 o'clock news online and on Local 4 at the top of the hour. Have a great weekend.